Hey, hey, hey. All right, so you asked for Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman. And yeah, so I took a look at the song for you. And well, first let's look at my amazing grotesque beard. Beautiful. Now we got that out of the way. Okay, so the song has technically three chords in it. That's it. They all have to be played as bar chords in order to play the song properly. So the three bar chords you can see listed in part one of the song that I sent you. I'm going to send it to you in sections because I think it'll just be easier for you to absorb. So part one, you're going to see the three chords in order: F sharp, B, and C sharp. All three chords are major chords, so you don't have to worry about minor shapes at all. Now there's a few different ways you can approach these three chords. The F sharp chord, chances are the one you're going to pick the most. I'm going to re-angle this so you can see my hands. The one you're going to pick the most for F sharp will be the one at the second fret on the sixth string, right? So there's your F sharp. Or make our E shape, right? So now it's an F sharp major, right? So that's probably going to always be your home base as far as F sharps in the song. The other two chords are a B and a C sharp. Now we could just take the same shape and move it up to the seventh fret for a B, and we can move it up to the ninth fret for a C sharp. And those could be how you play it. Well, the way I tabbed it out for you is to force you to work on your fifth string bar chords as well. So the F sharp will be here, right? The B we're going to move straight down here from the fifth string, right? So if you look at your chart that I made for you, you're going to see there's a B at the second fret of the fifth string, and you could stack your three fingers like this in the A shape, A major shape, or just lay your third finger flat across those notes and ignore the first string completely. We're just not going to play the first string. So that, and then the C sharp would literally be over at the fourth fret here of the fifth string. So F sharp, B, C sharp. All right. So that's your three chords. That's where I would play it personally, and I tabbed it that way. And we're going to see if you're able to do this. If not, I will redo this whole video for you, and I'll make it so it's a little bit easier. Or maybe just all on the sixth string, whatever works for you. But that's the way most people play it, is this way. Okay? The first note you're going to see in the chart I gave you is an open zero, open E string here, right? You're actually, that's what you hear the song sort of start with. It goes, all right? Okay, so you can ignore the zero for now and just look at the actual bar that contains the F sharp. What she's doing is she's holding the F sharp. You're hearing her hit this low first note, so that second fret there. And then it's just an arbitrary strum of the other strings. So I think we discussed this once before, like the Johnny Cash thing where he hits the low notes and then the high notes. Right, so with my picking hand, low note, high notes. Right? It's the same sort of idea, but in a rhythmic pattern. So we got, and that's what that first bar shows. It's low note, high notes, back to low note, and then two high notes. All right? If I showed you what my right hand was doing, you'd hear this. All right, one more time. Okay. So what I want you to sort of concentrate on just to start is to hold that chord and see if you can do that sort of strumming pattern where you're hitting the low note, then a bunch of high notes. I just, on the tab, just picked the second, third, and fourth string because I just thought it'd just be easier just to see that. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you're hitting that area of the guitar. I mean, if you hit the fifth string with it, cool. If you hit all six strings, cool. But the idea is to get this dynamic of low to high. Boom, bam, boom, bam, bam. And that's what you sort of hearing in the song. Don't worry about how she stops it or the dynamics of it right now, because what you're actually hearing on the album is this. All right? You're hearing this really percussive sort of delivery of these chords. For now, just worry about trying to hold it down and going. All right? When you get that first bar down, the zero that you see at the beginning of the chart is literally her setting up this chord, lifting her first finger off and hitting that 0, and then putting the 2 back down, and then completing that bar. All right. And that's the first bar, basically, of this chart. The second bar basically goes from the B to the C sharp. And this one is interesting. You're going to see the B, and it does the same rhythmic delivery. So you hear the low note of the B, which is the second fret of the 5th string, the strum of the rest of the chords. All right, and that's it. That's all the B it does. And then she moves that shape over to the 4th fret and does the low 4th fret, and then the high part of the chord. So that second bar goes, right? Low note, high note, low note, 2 high notes. All right. So far you got this. All right. That's the first line. The second line is basically your F sharp part, just twice in a row. Right? Low, high, low, high, high, low, high, low, high, high. All right? So I consider this section 1, and I was going to write out more of it for you, but I think this is going to be tricky enough just to work with, just because of the way she's delivering it. So what you want to work on, trying to get the whole 2 lines that I sent you in a row, is something like this. That was nice and slow and controlled, and that's what you're aiming to do, is trying to get slow and controlled and see if you can make that happen. All right, so work on that first, see how you do with that, see if you're able to get that to flow, and then I'll write out the next section for you. All right, talk to you soon.